Well, hello and welcome to week 89 update. I'm here with Corne. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, I think. Doing all right.
Good to hear.
Yeah. I had to kind of just do a little bit of the techie swapping stuff around a wee bit, so we'll see how this goes. I've kind of swapped what I do on my monitors, so we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep.
Alrighty. We are in week 89 update. We have a new Forge, Foundry, and gameplay trailer. The new Forge.
Hey Jake, welcome back.
Hey Jake, welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing, buddy? Sorry, I'm still moving things around a little bit here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So this week, the new Forge, Foundry, and T3 Masonry Bench have been added in prep for next week, along with some Q.O.L improvements. So, if you could take it, lead us in, please, Corne.
Sure. So, we are at week 89 at the moment. With only 1 week, actually less than a week, until New Frontiers drops. So we've decided to do a week of focusing on quality of life improvements and introducing some new benches that allow for all of the new content to come next week. So a bunch of quality of life improvements recommended by our community have been added, including new keybinds and adjustments to blueprints. On top of this, we've also added 3 new benches. A tier 3 masonry bench, a tier 3 forge, and a tier 4 foundry. The last two are basically higher tier versions of the tier 2 anvil.
Okay.
Tier 3, there was a tier 4 masonry bench, if I recall correctly, electric one. There was no tier 3 indeed, although one could argue
that the concrete furnace.
The cement mixer was a tier 3, comparable with a tier 3 masonry bench. Although on the other hand, you couldn't make stone base pieces, stone building pieces in the cement mixer. It was concrete. So
Yeah.
in that regards, the tier 3 masonry bench indeed was missing. No longer.
Good. Okay.
So these new benches provide a more streamlined progression for the items previously on the lower tier variations of these benches. And they allow for a simpler consolidation to save floor space as you progress through the levels. Which means we have to start replacing benches when we tech up.
Yeah, okay. If we tech up.
Depending on the mission, yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
this is very true.
And finally, the New Frontiers gameplay trailer premieres this weekend on YouTube. You can sign up to watch with us at the link below. So this will be Saturday night midnight for me, so Saturday night 11 p.m. for you.
Yep.
Just saying.
What, just in case we missed it, you mean? Fat chance.
Exactly.
Alrighty, New Frontiers gameplay trailer. The New Frontiers gameplay trailer premieres on YouTube this weekend, as just been said, Saturday the 19th at 6 p.m. EDT. As just discussed. 12 for Cornet and 11 for me. Just like last week's The Secret premiere, we'll be on Discord answering questions and watching along with you, so come join us. Ooh. Yes, yes, I've signed up for that. Yes, just a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah.
By the way, Jake, since you're here, so for this trailer, you have a timestamp. For the New Frontiers update itself, though, I couldn't find a timestamp, only a date when it's going to be released.
Is that intentional?
Is that intentional, or will there be a time at which it will be released? Also talking from a publishing content point of view.
We should discuss that backstage. The quality of life, if you would please, Cornet.
Sure. So before we launch the New Frontiers, we want to spend this week making some quality of life adjustments that the community has asked for. We have added, or actually re-added, a loot all, take all keybind option for you to map in the controls menu.
Ooh.
So back in the beta weekends there was this loot all button.
Yes.
They took it out, but it is finally back. Good. The timestamp for the New Frontiers will be updated this week.
Nice.
Make sure it's in the next post. Thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
I'm about to have a coughing fit, so I'm going to be right back.
We've also removed the XP debt upon death. This also removes any outstanding XP debt that was remained from a death before this change was implemented. A big one, especially on higher levels. You almost got to the new level, and then you die, and then you have this massive XP debt you have to catch up on.
Yeah,
I removed it.
I have to say, when it was early game and you were desperately looking for that level and you're playing on your own and you die and you lose all that XP, it is such a kick in the ass because like you're dead and now you've got to gain all that XP back. However,
it was an incentive to try to not die, but
well, that's the other side of the coin. It was a huge incentive to play more cautiously. And it also meant that when you and I were gaming together, it was a case of, right, okay, who just leveled up? Who's going to take the least amount of damage? I can see both sides of it.
questions. Oh no, never mind. My stream was like, hey, and actually you could slightly see it. OBS Studio was having a connection fit, but it's back.
Okay, that's
Okay.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I had a thing with my my timer, but it's all right. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
So yeah, the XP that being removed. I mean, once you hit level high, you're like, okay, man, I have the blueprints I need, so a bit of an experience depth isn't really an issue. But especially when we're gonna start new characters next week for Prometheus,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a nice feeling that we don't have to worry about
Losing the XP when
losing
you're
experience no
desperately
more.
trying to level up a character.
Exactly. I mean, we saw it on Styx already.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, you need experience to gain the new levels so you can unlock the blueprints you are needing very hard. So
yeah, but I mean, you know, where else did we get our number one? What is our number one rule?
don't die.
Right, where did we get that from?
From trying to not die. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it takes a lot of time. You have to go back and revive
it's
the
an
other person.
OG quote, isn't it? It's an OG quote. Don't die.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just part of it. But they've removed that part of it, so it's gonna make it just a little bit easier for the newcomers to the game, and that's not a bad thing. That's
I'm
not a
still
bad thing.
gonna try to not die, obviously. But
Well, yes, but now it doesn't have the same kind of penalty that it used to.
exactly.
So, okay. Next.
Right. So the drop keybind will now default to unbound rather than Q, but can still be set manually. You can still drop items by dragging them to the drop box in your UI or outside of the UI. Both of us, we rebound that drop key long time ago already because it was annoying as heck.
Oh yeah, especially when you drop down to the planet with your brand new knife that's going to mean you're not going to take any serious, any minor wound damage.
Yeah.
And then you're fighting and you're trying to kill stuff and then suddenly you drop it and it's like shit, where did it go? Where I've lost my
Yeah.
knife. Where the fuck did it go?
Or your Larkwell Martinez bow, which
Yeah,
you
done that.
finally saved up to buy it, and then
It's like
I know,
shit, I
right?
just
Then
dropped it with it, yeah, we rebound that
yeah,
long time ago, like Beta
and then
Weekends long
I had
time
to go
ago.
back in the I had to go back in the stream to see where you actually dropped it and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that was oh man, that was bad. Oh yeah, we rebound that shit a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's now default to unbound.
Yeah, but we might have to rebind it again to the key you had
Yeah,
bound it to, but it's fine.
yeah, here is the other side of the coin, is that those who have already rebound it maybe I'll have to rebind it.
Re-rebind it, yeah.
Yeah. How many times? How much? 2 or 3
Only
now?
two. No, only two. So
So we're gonna rebind it.
yeah. Anyway,
Alrighty.
building pieces. They can now be unlocked as a building pack kit rather than individual items. This will save your blueprint points for other unlocks, only requiring 3 per building tier or building material for the 3 packs. So no longer one for the beams, one for the walls, one for the floors, one for the ramps, etc., etc.
Okay, so you unlock the wood set.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have 3 sets now. One is with I don't know, like floors and walls and stuff. There's one for I think like ramps and stuff, and there's one for the railings.
Okay.
I believe it is mentioned a bit later on,
Okay.
probably in the new content or the fixed Q.O.L.
Alrighty. Okay.
Also, I can already tell you, and this will also be mentioned later, you will be refunded blueprint points. If you
Right.
already unlocked all the different pieces, you will be refunded blueprint points.
Okay.
Like if you had spent, I don't know how many there were, but say like 10 or so.
Yeah, to unlock the floor, the walls, the beams, the corner pieces, the trapdoor, the hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you previously used 10 blueprint points to unlock them all, you will be refunded 7.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, Neo Frontiers will launch on Steam on August 24th. On the store page will be at midnight, so midnight local time. That would mean actually
Midnight
that,
EDT.
like, if this is a rolling drop, that means I should be publishing. I can publish content before you can, because I'm 1 hour ahead.
Okay. My question is, August 24th is the Thursday, correct?
Yeah. When
Right. So is
when
that
the
is that
content drops.
is that Wednesday midnight or Thursday midnight?
I do hope Wednesday midnight, because we are planning on playing it on Thursday.
Well, yeah.
Jake says, I'll make sure it's in the post. I don't think it's a rolling
Okay.
drop.
Cool.
That's good.
Excellent. Thanks very
Definitely.
much.
I'll definitely keep an eye on it this week, man. And next
Yeah.
week.
Just whilst I think about it, if I may just have a quick mention, Jake. Nothing further from anybody regarding the Q&A as yet. So, is there something I'm not doing? Okay, if a blueprint provides multiple recipes, the UI will now show all the recipes that it will unlock.
Talking about, for example, these building packs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
The UI, so you hover over it and it will show you, hey, this unlocks these pieces.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put any extra pressure on. I know you've been really busy, and I know right now you're up to your necks in it. So just thought I'd throw it back into the ether and let it be taken from there. So cheers. Yep. Absolutely. No worries. Thank you very much. Farming and harvesting XP have been added to the new farming system changes from last week.
Yeah, something we didn't even look at because we're like level max already.
Yeah.
After the whole crop plot changes, planting and harvesting from new crop plots and from the dirt mines did not give you any experience.
Right. Okay.
Like the way you did get it in the old crop plots, not in the new ones. They fix it now.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty.
All tier 3 and tier 2 and above arrows now craft in packs of 5. And higher tiers of arrows have had their cost reduced to balance against this. So I assume things like flint arrow being a tier 2, you make it in the crafting bench, and higher, so steel arrows, composite arrows, that aluminum
Yeah.
arrows, all those, they now craft in packs of 5. Now I know there is a talent for cheaper crafting of arrows, and there's also a talent for the chance of crafting double.
Yes.
So I reckon the talent for cheaper crafting will still mean that a pack of 5 will cost you less to craft. And chance of crafting double, I assume it is now also taking this into account, so there is a chance of you crafting a double pack of 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one
Fur,
is interesting.
yeah, fur has received a balance, with the amount found on aggressive creatures reduced and increased on passive creatures. This is because of the lack of recipes requiring fur and the abundance of engagements with aggressive creatures leading to players stockpiling so much of it.
Yeah, since long already got used to just dropping the fur on the ground because you don't need it anyway, and you get attacked by wolves, bears, and the likes all the time. So
Yeah,
you have to kill them, and then the whole ground was covered with fur.
yeah,
It also does mean if you just drop into a prospect, you're no longer gonna hunt wolves for the fur for making a battle, but you're gonna hunt bunnies, goats, deer,
yeah.
because
Well,
they
if
have more fur.
yeah, if you remember, it used to be, that passive creatures would give you more fur than the
Nope.
aggressive creatures,
Oh
or
no,
they
wolves
would
and
still
hyenas were
give
all.
you as much. But when they changed it, it became such that you really could only get fur from wolves.
It has been for months and months and months now that
Yeah,
you go. If you drop in prospect, first thing you do is you hunt a couple of wolves and or hyenas for the fur for battles.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the
But yeah,
fact that you can
so
get fur from more places does make that bit easier, especially when you're a low level character.
easier to kill a deer because it doesn't fight back. On the
Well,
other hand,
it
it's
runs
easier
like
to
fuck.
kill a wolf because it doesn't run away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you miss a deer and it runs a mile, and
Yeah.
only if you're a patient hunter like I have had to be do you like camp in one spot in the middle of a bush and hope it walks past you again so that you can
Yeah.
finish it off. So yeah, I see the ins and outs of that. This next one is interesting.
Yeah, we've added an alternate steel bloom recipe that uses charcoal. Finally, something to do with the charcoal. Because if you burn wood in the fires and in the furnaces, you end up with tons and tons and tons of charcoal. I mean, it was
Yeah,
fun to use it to see if you are 1 kilogram overweight or if you are 2,000 kilograms overweight, are you still equally fast? So we loaded up with charcoal, stacks of charcoal
oh
in
yeah,
every inventory slot.
yep, yeah. That
But that
was
was like the only time we actually had a use between quotes for all the charcoal we collected.
Well, we have made quite a lot of gunpowder with
Yeah,
it,
but you don't
so I mean
you
it
don't use 5k charcoal for gunpowder.
well, no. Well, we do when we're going up against a Scorpion King because we use a lot of fire arrows.
Yeah, but again, 5,000 charcoal. There's a ton of gunpowder to be made by
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
So this does save coal for campfires and furnaces and stuff,
yeah. Well, that's why we started having so
especially
many
early. Yeah,
campfires in
especially
in the
early game.
base, especially early game, because you can make charcoal for later on.
Yeah, uh, we don't do that a whole lot of times actually.
No, but you use charcoal in potion pills as well.
Yeah, but we have done the multiple campfires what 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
How many missions have we done? So yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Do you remember that mission where we needed all that charcoal, and I actually started stacking campfires on top of one another?
Yeah, and then burning sticks in all of them.
Yeah,
Well, so me making the campfires because you have the buffed campfires, slower
yeah,
burning.
yeah.
So I made the campfires, and yeah, but like I said, how many times has that happened?
Not very many,
Uh,
but it's been fun when it's happened.
yeah, but I'm glad we got extra use for charcoal. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah, we found a use for it.
Anyway.
And next up, we have added more seed packets for seeds, which were currently missing from the workshop pool. Cool.
Yeah, new seeds. We had quite a few new plants, obviously, and not all of them had the seeds in the workshop yet.
Yeah, well,
I have now.
the other thing that changed last week was the fact that the packet seeds that we got didn't give us seeds; it gave us fruit or veg.
No, it used to.
It
Up
used to.
until up until the change last week,
Yeah,
and then
that's
they
what
changed it over to seeds.
yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, this wasn't intentional. The way you said it was like could have been understood as it should give seeds, but it did give fruits.
Yeah, it used to.
It used to give fruits, but
Yeah.
this is like working as intended. They give seeds now,
Yep.
but there were a couple of them missing in the workshop still,
Well,
and they added those.
good to see we've got them all now. This is quite a nice picture of the forge, actually.
I think it's a forge. It looks like the forge.
Looks like a forge.
Gonna be interesting to make. Luckily, I
Yeah.
still have a ton of space in my open world. Actually, I just built a wall of 5x7 by 2 higher rooms. So
Oh well. Okay.
anyway, forge, foundry, and advanced masonry benches.
Most of which you're going to be using because I don't do the building so much.
Yeah. So this week we've added 3 new benches in preparation for the new content to come in New Frontiers. And also to provide a consolidation route for benches as you progress up the tiers. These 3 benches are the Tier 3 Masonry bench, the Tier 3 Forge and Tier 4 Foundry. The Forge and the Foundry are the higher tier variations of the anvil found in Tier 2. Now, all of these benches contain the recipes of the previous benches, so as you build the new versions, you can deconstruct previous iterations to save room in your base. This obviously also means we have shuffled some recipes around to make this more streamlined and easier to navigate. Yeah, we have had it where a higher tier bench did not include all the recipes from lower tier bench. I believe
Yeah.
where the biofuel, no, the kitchen bench is supposed to be the next tier for the cooking station, which initially, oh no, cooking station came after. There was something there, or with the herbalism bench and the electric chemistry bench or something, not having all the recipes of the old tiers,
Okay.
tier 1.
Okay.
At least now with these new benches, they should include all the recipes for the lower tier plus the new recipes for the current tier.
Cool.
So the new tiers for the benches are, after you get a tier 2 masonry bench, you get a tier 3 masonry bench. And after the tier 2 anvil, you'll get a tier 3 forge, followed by the tier 4 foundry. Now, the tier 3 masonry bench will focus on brickwork. And while this week it only contains the recipes from the current tier 2 bench, from next week on, it will include the brand new building items that come with New Frontiers. If I recall correctly, patch notes were mentioning scoria infused stone and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should be in the tier 3 one. So this also means that once the tier 3 masonry bench is built, you can scrap your tier 2 variation, as all recipes will be available on this new tier 3 variant.
Okay.
Good. So basically replace the masonry bench, the tier 2 with the tier 3 one. Obviously, with our base layout, we'll have to look at the footprint.
Yeah, I can't see the tier 3 forge sitting in the same space as the anvil does. So it's it might
Definitely not.
it's going to mean some possible shuffling around to the base. The usual base that we have.
Yep. Shuffling some stuff around, definitely making a change of the layout. Especially when you want to go to tier 4 for the foundry, we might have to rethink our default base layouts, but we'll have to build them first before we can actually come up with a new layout. We might have to expand the base to a 3x4.
Yeah, possibly.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, the tier 3 forge will now hold all the recipes for tools, shields, bows, crossbows, arrows and bolts that were unlocked at tier 3 but craftable on the tier 2 anvil. It will also have all the tier 2 recipes, but the tier 2 anvil will no longer have any recipe for an item that is above tier 2. Keep that in mind. Didn't you craft like bows
In the
like
crafting bench?
the aluminum bow,
That
what
was
was
done
it?
in the machining bench.
Yeah, it was a machining bench. So what was the name? Not composite, but the recurve bow.
Recurve. Yeah, the
It was in
recurve bow.
the machining bench. The composite bow was in the fabricator. I wonder, will they now all have moved to the tier 3 forge?
Hmm. But does
The
that
same
also mean...
with the ammo, they were never crafted in the anvil. You crafted your arrows in the machining bench or the fabricator. You didn't craft them in the anvil. Tools, yes. Shields, yes.
Yes. Bows were
Bows, crossbows,
usually
arrows, and
made...
bolts, no.
Yeah, but some of those were made in the crafting bench, because the longbow was made in the crafting bench. The
Yeah,
flint
but
arrows
that's
is
a tier
made in the
2.
crafting bench.
Also tier 2. We're talking about tier 3 and up.
Okay.
The recipes for the stuff that were unlockable at tier 3.
Yeah,
Indeed, they're now all shifted to the forge or anvil. Oh, to the tier 2 to the anvil shifted.
Yeah, well, remember, was it last...
Interesting. So I wonder, the cavern bow is also being shifted to the anvil, because that's not metal. That's the scales and the poison sacks. But yeah, maybe for
longbow is
longbows, wood and leather.
Yeah.
But maybe for consistency reasons they were all moved to the anvil.
Okay.
Cavern bow hasn't moved for now. Okay. Also shifting to the forge anvil, something we want to do with bows and guns in the future. Yeah, kind of makes sense to move them. Kind of makes sense to keep them. I mean, you use parts from both benches. But for like put them all in the foundry, I
Yeah.
don't really care too much.
If
As long
you...
as we know where we can craft and repair them.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. The tier 3 forge requires coal or charcoal to fuel while you craft, and
Nice.
also needs to be placed outdoors to allow for ventilation.
So yet another use for charcoal. So you're gonna burn wood in the campfire, and the charcoal being produced there you use to fuel the forge. That's
Nice.
gonna save on fuel cost. I
Yeah.
like that. Otherwise you burn coal in the campfire and you burn coal in the forge, so you use twice the amount of fuel.
Yeah, coal doesn't
We
really
like it.
used for an awful lot, so... But it does also mean that you can put coal into a campfire earlier on.
True, you will use less coal this way, and there wasn't a whole lot you use coal for, except for fuel and steel bloom. But still. So I like the fact that you basically use the wood as fuel twice now. First in your campfire to make charcoal, and then in the forge.
Yeah. I
burn
mean,
it again.
they say that wood heats you 3 times over. right? When you chop it, when you move it, and when you burn it, now it's going to heat us 4 times over because it's going to allow us to use the forge as well.
5 times, because you have to move them between users.
Yes, exactly. Ooh, now there's a good
Yeah,
buff. Yeah.
I know, right? I know.
Alrighty, the Tier 4 Foundry is the pinnacle of tool crafting on Icarus and has all the Tier 2 and Tier 3 recipes of the anvil and forge, along with all the Tier 4 recipes that were previously available on the anvil also.
Which recipes? Because the tools, the titanium tools you made in the fabricator, the platinum tools you made in the machining bench. I'm not sure which tier 3 and definitely not which tier 4 recipes were made in the anvil though. Huh.
Okay.
Anyway, but like I said, I don't really care. As long as I know where to craft and repair stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, you'll have to go to the tier 4 foundry in order to make that stuff, so it will be extra crafting, extra cost to craft the bench. I have no idea what that bench is gonna cost, the same for the foundry. I just hope it won't cost a lot of composites or electronics, because that'll gonna make it a tad harder to build the bench,
Yeah.
especially the foundry.
Well,
Foundry, I reckon, will use electronics because it will use electricity
yeah,
to fuel
as is stated in the
and a lot
paragraph
actually.
underneath, which says this is a large machine and requires a lot of space. Because it requires electricity to run, as Cornelia was just saying, it also needs to be placed inside, and a strong power source is necessary to keep it running.
When are the batteries coming? We need the batteries. Anyway,
Not yet. Not yet. You know
yeah,
this.
maybe, yeah. We have to see which recipes remain in the fabricator. So maybe you build the forge before, sorry, the foundry before you build the fabricator. But also depend, like material processor and electric furnace you make in the fabricator. So if you want to go composites, you need the fabricator and those benches anyway.
Yeah.
Please tell me the foundry is not going to cost composites to make. I mean, it would be quite a grind to get there. That's the reason. In an open world, it's no problem. You just take your time to grind it. But yeah, you were working on the batteries
I
last
was
week.
working on them last week.
Good news, good news. But was working on them like I was writing it on a piece of paper and putting it somewhere on at the bottom of the list of things to do, or we're actually working on designing them. I mean, there's a difference between those two, obviously. So, yeah, batteries are gonna be huge, you know.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the open world, the water wheels all got clogged up, so I basically lost all my fishes in my aquarium.
Yeah.
Energy system is being rewritten to accommodate. Good, good.
Okay, okay. Right, well, back to the patch notes, shall we, if you please?
So this new system with these new benches allows for you to deconstruct lower tier benches as you craft the higher tier ones, alleviating any issue with the growing need for floor space, but also allowing for the evolution of items in your base as your level grows. Ideally, a base running high-level electronics wouldn't also be housing a basic anvil, and these new benches allow for that progression. True, true. Hey Michael, I
Hey,
still have you
Michael.
all in some open world. Will they still work or do they disappear and have to build a new machine? They will still work, Michael. Some recipes will have been removed from the anvil and moved to the foundry and the forge and foundry. But the anvil will still work. I mean, if they wouldn't work no more, it means you have no way to make iron nails. Because you make them in the anvil, and you need them to make the next bench. So if the anvil would stop working, you wouldn't be able to make the next bench, which you need to tear up to the forge and foundry. So yeah, the anvil will still be working,
Yeah,
albeit with a reduced amount of blueprints in it.
which makes sense.
Got the things. Yeah. Watching but driving. Drive safe, mate.
Yeah,
And you
be
know,
safe.
no text and drive, eh?
Yeah, no, don't do that. Just listen. You'll be fine. Listen, you'll be fine. Howdy,
Yep.
Marshbo. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Howdy,
Welcome
Mosbo.
to Michael as well. How are you doing? Okay, with the addition of these new benches, the blueprints tree has also been altered slightly to reflect the shift. You may notice some gaps, but these will be filled next week as all the new Frontiers content is added to the tech trees. Ooh, it's getting exciting.
Yeah, because Patch Notes said we were gonna get new building materials, new tools and stuff,
Yeah,
which obviously aren't in the tech tree yet. So yeah, there being gaps is not unexpected.
no. Just like when we got the first Olympus map, and the missions right at the end of the tree were grayed out because we hadn't done enough to get there.
True, but at that point you at least could see the missions. So they weren't gaps as such.
Well, yeah, but there was a couple that said locked.
Yeah, they were locked. But at least you could see them, so you knew where you had to go to. But
Yeah, this is true.
anyway,
So,
next week you'll be able to see all them gaps being filled.
cool. We like that. Okay, that is that.
I'll be back
same?
1 sec.
Okay, I think that's a picture of the same image that we had earlier on, and that looks to be like possibly the forge or the foundry. I don't know which one, but I would say that's a forge. But there we go. New
And I'm back.
Frontiers.
Yeah,
Well,
indeed. I
welcome,
think it's
welcome.
a forge. It does look like the forge. Doesn't really look like the foundry. So
Alrighty. We are now less than a week away from New Frontiers expansion, and the excitement in studio and among the community is palpable.
oh
You
yeah.
can. Yeah, I'm glad you can feel it from here. For those of you who haven't caught up on what's to come, here's our announcement blog to check out. This is the advertisement for it in the first bit here, and that, if I'm not mistaken, looks like the alterations bench.
Could be the electric masonry bench though. On the right.
On the yeah, but I'm talking about the one in the middle.
Maybe it's a tier 2 masonry. Sorry, tier 3 masonry. There's stone slabs on top.
Okay.
Could be something different, says Jake. Yes, could be, but I mean, those slabs of stone on top kinda gives me the idea it's gonna be the tier 3.
Oh wait, that's got a plaster.
T2.
That's got a plastery thingy. Yeah, in the middle is the T2 masonry. Yeah.
The one on the right from the seen from above is like electric one, so must be the tier 4 one. Also
Yeah.
look at the power cable going to it. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's a tier 4.
Yeah, and there's water pipes going to it as well, so to speed up the production.
I reckon I have it in one of my open worlds, but it's one I haven't visited in a long time. So
yeah,
been a long time since I actually seen that one in action.
I haven't been to my open world for God. I mean, I've still got all the basic. That I haven't even got anything hooked up to water in there. That's how old that is.
Or it shows you haven't spent the effort to make a water pump.
I don't have a water pump.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh dear. No,
I didn't really want to use the word lazy, so I'm only thinking it. But
I like it, OG.
Anyway.
Alrighty. If you like what we're doing with Icarus and want to support our continued development, consider purchasing one of our DLCs for a few dollars. It would mean a lot to us. And here we have the interior decorations DLC and the Styx map and missions DLC, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh no, that looks like the Foundry.
The one outside.
Yeah. That's
what's
huge.
The one with the? Then what's the one with the? Nah, is it? No. This is not outside. Would be outside. I don't think
it is outside.
Then I don't think there would be the stone or the concrete pillar on the right.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily sheltering this because you can see light hitting the top of it.
Yeah, I know, but it is a window wall there. Concrete.
Wow.
It is the foundry. See, not a forge. Also, based on the size and stuff, I've seen pictures. Yeah, it's not a forge, it's a foundry. So this is actually inside a base.
Okay.
So the one with the fire with the smoke cap above it earlier on that picture, that was the forge.
So that has to go outside.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, in this picture, it is actually inside.
Yeah, but look at the size of the vaulted wall. You've got tons of ventilation.
Then on the other hand, you see sunlight coming in, so this person might have removed the floor piece above it to make it not sheltered.
Yeah.
And to make it appear to be outside.
Okay.
Man, we should be able to put a chimney on it like we do with the fireplace.
Yeah, or just stick it to an outside wall and put a slanted bit above it so you vent it outside.
Yeah. Anyway.
On to the changelog.
New content.
Looking at the new content. Well, we love new content, don't we?
So new content, basically the tier 3 and 4 benches and the new steel recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the arrows and bolts now 5 packs.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we kind of did that one already. Let's go for fixed and quality of life. Let me just scroll up a little bit.
Or down, depending on which side you're looking at.
Don't confuse me.
I didn't succeed. Too bad. I'll have to try again.
Yeah, note to self, must try harder.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Top of my bucket list. Confuse Echo.
Yeah. Alrighty, fix and quality of life. Update normal shovel description and flavor text to match new stone shovel description and flavor text, which better communicates its uses.
Yeah, the stone one being the tier 1 craftable inventory versus the normal between quote 1, which was the iron one, which is craftable, was craftable in the anvil. Is a tier 2, so still is craftable in the anvil.
Okie dokie.
But I think last week they didn't change the tooltip to include text about using it to make a dirt mount. Actually, I never look at the tooltips, so.
Yeah, well, sometimes that might come in handy, like next week. You know, you're looking through your inventory, and it's like, oh, you've got something new. What is this? Let's not read the tooltip and let's not find out what it is.
Actually, like in Prometheus and Styx, since we have played the game since the beginning and we read the patch notes, we kind of don't need the tooltips that much. I mean, it's all explained in the patch notes anyway. Next week, however, Prometheus, that's going to be a whole different ballpark.
Oh,
A
can't
whole
wait.
different game.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, alrighty. Updated the supply and demand talent to apply to crafted bolts as well as arrows.
Supply and demand, I believe that's the one for cheaper crafting. Hey? So good. It is now also. It's also crafted for crafting bolts now, as well as arrows. Good.
Good. Updated credit page. Excellent.
Give
Okay.
credit where credits are due, so.
Yep. Absolutely.
So the furry balance, a bit more fur by the herbivore passive creatures, and significantly reduce the amount of fur granted by hostile creatures. So crocodiles don't give that much fur no more.
Crocodiles shouldn't be given us fur to start with.
I know, right? Why do you think I mentioned that one in particular?
Yeah. And yet you can't get fur off a buffalo.
You will be getting more fur now. There was always a chance to get some fur, but that has been upped. It's a passive creature. Well, passive as long as you don't bother it.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question for you, Jake. If we have Kias, right, then that means we have a source of feathers, which you can turn into lures for fishing, and you can also use for fletching on arrows. So,
And you can use them to make wings to fly. Just don't fly too high.
or too close to the sun.
It would be fun to make a suit which gives you like less fall damage, but you need to an armor, sorry, but you need
Could,
some feathers to make that armor.
oh, here's a good one. How many feathers do you need to build a glider?
I so wanna use a glide. I'm so gonna use it. I'm gonna find the highest mountain I can get, and I'm gonna glide all over the map with that.
Yeah, Jake says. Stay tuned for weekly update.
Yeah, just write it on your things on your list of good things to start and design.
Yeah.
You know, right next to the big bunny.
Yeah, I kind of just get some kind of image of, like when Jake's getting ready to tune into one of our updates, he goes, "Damn it, where's my pen and paper?"
Yep. Anyway, furry balance. So the more and less fur also on the scanning bench.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Large deer now have their own loot distinct from regular sized deer, yielding more leather, fur, and increased chances of gamey meat.
It's a large deer, so it should have more loot than a normal deer size.
Yeah.
Question: Is this the same for the antelope as well? Now, I never actually compared those loots. Because you have the normal antelope, you have the large antelope. So one would say large antelope also should have a bigger
Yeah, well,
loot.
I would have said that. I've had it where I can get gamey meat from an antelope, but not a large one. You just get
Hmm.
normal meat from an antelope, and it's like, uh-huh. This
Time for
animal's huge, and all I'm getting is meat.
well, there is an attachment for a knife which gives you a higher chance of prime meat.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not
Okay.
not really something for this patch notes.
Adding in additional farming seed packets for those that weren't present in the workshop. I will have to
Yeah.
check that out when we are doing subsequent gameplay. See what.
Well, we already talked about this above. You know,
Yeah.
the new seed, the all the new stuff, veggies and stuff.
Yeah.
You now have to use seed, but not everything wasn't yet in the workshop, which is now.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I think there's a definitely a case for going to do the cooking stockpile mission again, so that You can work on your "I have cooked everything" achievement.
Yeah, but you can't. I think it's easier to do that in an open world, actually.
Oh yeah, you could do.
But yeah, anyway.
Uh
Enable recipe set view for blueprint tooltips for the building packs.
huh.
Multiple blueprints in one. Multiple recipes in one blueprint.
Yeah.
Also cleaned up some contents of blueprint tooltips. The next one we've also talked about adding XP events for planting, harvesting, watering, and fertilizing the new crop plots and dirt mounds. Let's see, here's the combining building blueprints thingy again. So refunding the existing blueprint points spent. Building sets are now split into three groups: base, advanced, trim. The base has the beams, floors, walls, angled walls, ramps, and doors. The advanced have the roof corners, half pitches, half pieces. Trim sets have the railing, trapdoors, windows, and ladders. All variants of the building piece type are now unlocked within the same building set. So yeah, no longer spend a dozen blueprint points, only 3. Good.
Sounds good. Sounds good because blueprints are really important early on,
Yep.
and the more you can save, the better it is.
Yeah. So if you don't need if you don't need no windows, then you don't need to spend a blueprint point on the whole trim set. Then all
Yeah.
you need to do is the base and basically only the base. In our case, when we build the shells, we need this. I need to advance as well, half pitches,
Mhm.
sorry, half pieces. But yeah, one
Yeah.
blueprint point versus a beam and a floor and a wall and
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely a
Definitely,
nice
and
change.
yeah, that's a good quality of life change. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, Livewire reduce the spawn rate of smaller creatures to help new players get used to the game. Livewire.
Must
Which
be an
mission was it
Olympus
again?
map.
And yeah, an Olympus.
I think it's like the
And
second
then
one.
if you
It's a
look at,
second mission.
it's a terrain scan. Small ones. So reduce spawn of smaller creatures. Location 1, you have the bear cubs and a bear. Oh, that's I think this is the one we did quite often do as a speedrun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one. Indeed, the first one used to spawn 2 bears back in the days.
Yeah. Okay.
And the third one usually, if you do it correctly, speed-wise, the third one you reach around the time of a weather event.
Yeah.
Location 2 for wolves and alpha, and 3 spawns boars and a jaguar. Back in the days when we did it speedrun style, it didn't spawn boars, but it did spawn a couple of jags.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the live wire. So they reduce spawn rates of the smaller creatures to
Okay.
help new players get used to the game. Then they should have reduced the spawn number of the large ones. But then it would become too easy. So yeah.
Mhm.
Plus them bear cubs, they're so cute and they hardly do any damage.
Not for a new player, they don't.
And they're so cute. I want to pet them, and then I want to crush them, and then I want to skin them. And
Yeah, you want to hug them and squeeze them and skin them and eat them.
Exactly.
Agriculture supply stockpile has been renamed to accumulation. So is that accumulation supply stockpile?
I reckon.
Okay. Okay, so having been renamed accumulation, reduced resource requirements across all objectives, but particularly cooked meat.
let's see, what did you need for the old agriculture? Carrots, corn, pumpkin.
Oh, that was the one
But
where we put everything.
agriculture, no,
That-
agriculture hydroponics. So basically, get yourself a couple of, I think, either hydroponic or advanced crop plots, because you could get to a dropship location where you could drop out where you could grab the plots, and then you had to construct and power a water pump, and then you had to make a greenhouse, etc., etc. There wasn't anything, according to Icarus Intel at least, there wasn't anything with meat for this mission.
No, I thought there
The
was
one
one.
you think about is another mission. I know which one you mean. The one where we
We had to
built a whole lot
get like
of.
pumpkins and watermelons and squash and cooked meat, and we had to put them in
Uh,
the pod, but the pod
yeah,
wasn't refrigerated.
exactly. But that was a different mission.
Oh, okay. You
I
sure?
don't think that was. I don't think it was agriculture.
Okay.
Oh wait. Ah, sorry. My mistake. There were two missions called agriculture. You
Okay.
had agriculture supply stockpile. Oh yeah, and that one has been renamed now. So carrots, pumpkin, watermelons, and berries in the one, and cooked meat for a leather in the other one.
Yeah, that was it.
So reduce the cooked meat requirement. If you go for all the fur and leather, you get the meat anyway. And since the pots since long have been refrigerated, shouldn't be really an issue. But okay. It was a big mission, like big requirements. True, for not that much rewards. So in
Yeah,
order
it
to
was.
balance that out a
Yeah.
bit more, well, not that much. It was still 250 RAM. Yeah, it was quite a lot which you had to collect.
Yeah. Yeah. Felt a bit
250
fried.
carrots, 200 pumpkins,
Yeah,
85
it did
watermelons.
feel quite grindy, and if you remember,
Yeah.
there was that one where we just the pumpkins. Oh my god, the freaking pumpkins! We could not get enough of them because
Yeah,
they would go
but
off too quick.
yeah, but this was because when we did admission, the pots weren't
Yeah,
refrigerated yet.
yeah, but they are now,
So
and so it should
exactly.
be easy
After
now.
they got refrigerated, it became a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Anyway,
up until that point, anything, and because if you remember even when we did all the cooked food one, we
yeah,
built fridges and freezer. We built fridges to keep the food good until
actually we didn't. We left the animals unskinned.
yeah,
And stuck them in benches
in the
and in
skinning
watering
bench.
vessels and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so that we would have all the ingredients ready to
Yeah.
go, and then it was just mad dash cook it and get it to the fucking pod before it went
Yep.
off.
And it was like this big bulk skinning,
Yeah,
skinning and cooking and chucking it in. And in these we had like 2 dozen campfires in order to get enough cooked meat for it to not go off.
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but like I said, it became a lot easier that mission once the pots got refrigerated. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay,
Next.
fixed workshop gear with a large number of stats having part of the tooltip UI not appear correctly.
Yeah, the stat box being too big and like text running out of the stat box.
Makes sense.
So increase the box. So now it actually shows you everything again. I think this is also going to be important for translated text.
Yeah.
We have seen it before where they said like, okay, the English text does fit within the box, but translated text does not. So yeah, good that they increased the size, the field size.
Yep. Tweak the building sets, moving items into trim sets. If it makes sense for the set, renamed some trim sets to better communicate their aesthetic.
And once again, this is the building pieces into 3 sets instead of all separate parts.
Yeah. Removing experience debt. Players no longer gain experience debt when they die. Any existing debt is removed.
Yeah, we talked about it before. It's very nice quality of life improvement.
Yeah.
And I reckon a lot of people are going to be very happy with this.
Yeah. Watering can now only grants experience once per water action, and only if a crop plot required water.
Yeah, you can water multiple crop plots in one go. You don't get like 4, 5, 6, whatever times the experience. Now you only get experience once. And only if during this watering action there is actually a crop plot requiring water.
Yeah.
In order to prevent people from placing a crop plot right next to the war and walk back and forth with a watering can, constantly watering the same crop plot over and over and over again, thus cheesing some rapid experience gain. Yeah,
Jake says
exactly, Jake. Yeah,
the watering can was so funny. You could just sit there and water crops and get to level 10 in a few minutes from 0.
exactly. So I'm glad you you fixed that, because it's nah, it's a
Yeah.
cheese. I mean,
Well,
come on, if you really want to go to level 10 that quickly, then use your use other means, like go hunting. At least you gain some resources from it.
yeah, well, I mean, the best way that I know of is, especially when you're gathering a bunch of fiber, is, you know, craft a bunch of bandages, tear them apart, craft a bunch of bandages, tear them apart, rinse and repeat till you've got no fiber left. Bingo, you've just got half a level.
Well, it's still faster. Go hunting, and then especially if you have unlocked the bone arrows, go hunting, kill animal, craft a bunch of bone arrows,
Oh
kill
yeah, well, I
another
mean,
animal, skin, bunch of arrows,
you can do
etc.
all this bandage crafting in the background whilst you do all that. I mean, you can.
True,
Well,
true.
if you really want to level up quick, do all the mining. Just ask Cornet.
Or go hunt bears. I mean, hunting is also a very good way of gaining experience. Sure, you get like 31 per hit if you mine, but you kill a bear, you get several hundred, if not 1,000 experience.
Yeah,
So do the
yeah,
math.
yeah. Just playing the game gets you enough experience, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. However,
Anyway,
I will say this: the developers do ask the gamers to try and break the game so that they know how to fix it. So yeah, you
true,
build it,
true.
we'll break it.
Exactly.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for every fix, I can devise a hack.
Yeah,
Things like that.
yeah. We'll find the cheese.
For every solution, I can come up with a problem.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we had the new crop plot modifier icons. We saw them yesterday.
Well,
Well,
it's
we
in
saw
the
some of
Q.O.L
them
for now.
yesterday.
Yeah, so even new modifiers? I don't know, we'd have to check. Added UI to the blueprint tooltip to show if the unlocked recipe shown is from multiple outputs. Arrows and bolts. That way multiple outputs, so not so much for the building sets, but more for the arrows and bolts, like you craft multiple of them, you craft 5 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Tweak distribution of outside voxel resource, reducing salt and oxide, while increasing resources favored to each biome. I did not know that Olympus and or Styx had Resource favored to biome? Well, you learn something new every day.
Don't like the sound of them reducing salt and oxide, though.
Meh. You know, every salt node gives you quite a nice amount of salt. So sure, we have had like once or twice where we were like, okay, we're gonna have to find salt now. Usually it's salt, I don't need it. Same basically for oxide. You end up with tons and tons of oxide anyway, because it's quite abundant usually.
Yeah.
But reduce salt and oxide in favor of what? Probably silica and sulfur. I've struggled to find enough silica way more often than I struggle to find enough salt.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, less salt, more silica. Hey, I'm fine with that.
Alrighty.
Setting up carpet data entry that was missed for player footsteps. All rugs will now sound like carpet. Okay.
Cool.
Good. At least the sound is more consistent now. We like it that.
Okay. Fixed tomato and potato decay setting to correctly grant spoiled plant.
Did they give like spoiled food instead of spoiled plants before? Possible.
Shouldn't this be in future content?
Don't know. I don't know.
I thought tomatoes and potatoes weren't coming till.
Were they previously all only mentioned in future content patch notes? Like I said, I don't recall.
Okay.
Then again, I don't really pay much attention to veggies anyway,
Well,
since my diet is mostly meat based.
Yeah. Alrighty. Drop key is now unbound by default.
Yep. So you don't accidentally drop your space equipment no more.
Yeah. Fixed bean seed packet giving squash.
Oopsie.
Squash
Yeah.
squash is rare, actually.
Relative rare, yeah. You have to go to the desert and it isn't that abundant indeed. We have had like a couple of weeks ago where the Thursday mission, the Angler mission, where we were scrambling for squash. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first
So
time they actually moved
bean seed
squash into the
packets getting
desert.
squash.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's like, hey, I can't find no squash no more. I know.
Yeah. A team of 3 of us ran all the way to the desert. And I carried 4 squash because that's all we could find, all the way back to the forest biome to hurriedly plant 3 that were left into a crop plot so that we could guarantee we had some squash.
And then you're very happy that you have the don't wither talent. Because otherwise you go out for, I don't know, say mining operation, you come back and oh crap, all 3 squashes have withered. Oops.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Fix a typo in fertilizer crop tooltip. When viewing crops with fertilizer, I had not noticed, I haven't done fertilizer. I usually don't even use fertilizer, to be honest.
With the said.
But it's good that they fixed it. Don't get me wrong. But I rather use a character with the talent to turn fertilizer into gunpowder.
Yeah, okay. Is this Americanized spelling for fertilizer?
No, it might be New Zealand spelling.
Yeah, we Brits put an S in there.
Ah, yeah, but that's British spelling.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if it's Americanized spelling with a Z.
It could be the normal spelling.
Okay.
Trying to prickle you a bit, eh?
Hmm.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Added action reminder when holding fertilizer. Or by the way, that's a by the way, put the fertilizer in the fucking floor so you can grow your plants. Put it in the crop plot.
Yep.
You can just imagine somebody there holding a bag of fertilizer going, where do I put this?
You can eat it, try to grow.
Hmm. Fixed
I
wild
put it
coffee.
in your shoes,
Well, yeah, you could do.
so you grow taller.
Try it. Fixed wild coffee granting cocoa seeds. Can't say
Well,
as I never noticed.
no, but then again, we
No,
don't drink coffee in game.
no, or cocoa, because it's not been made worth it yet.
No, not as long as it's a one drink only,
Yeah.
one time use only drink.
Okay. Added to dynamic quest rewards, shields, seeds, and shovels.
Good.
Good. And finally, for this section, updated existing farming related dynamic rewards to use seeds instead of grown plants.
The rewards, yeah. No longer give the plants as a reward, but give the seeds as a reward.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something to say for that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Future content. Favorite bits.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
would you mind just kicking us off there whilst I run through to the kitchen and grab myself a can of soda? I'll be right back.
Sure. The Lava Hunter Arena cleaned up the landscape and added a few rocks in the purple quadrant Prometheus. Lava Hunter Arena. I so wanna go visit that one. Not with the level 0 character though. Yeah. Let's see. Fixed damage numbers and audio feedback, sometimes incorrectly presenting damage as crit or hardened. Well, as long as the damage done is still the correct damage done, only showing wrong, it shouldn't be an issue. But it's good that they fixed it, so you actually see what kind of damage you do.
Yeah. Are back, by the way.
So I noticed. So continue. Let's see. Next one. Spawn damage number function was rechecking the crit status of the hits for itself. In some cases, e.g. dot effects would do this incorrectly. Instead, we now just pass it the crit area value from damage package, which already been calculated, only being cosmetic effect. I assume it's it's connected to the bullet point above.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Any interesting stuff? Prometheus 45 increased the spawn rate of creatures during the defense phase. Added a swamp slug. So swamp slug added to the defense phase of Prometheus Story 5. The swamp slug, so Prometheus Story 5 is going to be in the swamp. Cool.
That sounds logical, yes.
And apparently, seeing the bullet point below here, it's a base we have to defend.
Okay.
Being unable to be interacted with for repairs or for using benches in it, I don't know. Would be nice if there's like find the base and use the stuff in the base, so you don't have to craft benches yourself, and then defend that base.
Okay. Um. fixed issue with collect and deliver item missions that require a stat on the item failing to find the correct item in the player's or delivery target's inventories. Oops.
It requires a stat on your item. Which stat? I don't know, maybe plants like grown plants. There is the, I don't know if it's still the case, but I've had simple missions in open world where I had to deliver grown plants, and then harvested plants did not count.
Right, okay.
But this is future collect and deliver item missions, so we might be talking about, I don't know, a sickle with miasmic stat,
Possibly. Could be.
for example.
Adding sound of the suit subwave harmonic generator intermodulator to play before dialogue event so that the dialogue feels like it's reacting to it. Yeah, try saying that once you've had a few. Suit subwave harmonic generator intermodulator.
Well, I've had a couple of smokes, so I'll try. Suit subwave harmonic generator intermodulator. You didn't specify after having a few what?
Well, yeah, that's true. Dang it, need more specificity.
Yep.
Okay.
Improvements. Great minds think alike.
To Lava Lake audio when in a cave.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Let's move forward. Adding gasfly explosion to play for clients. Oh, good.
Okay, hang on. I'm just a little bit too low for that one. There we go.
It's the bottom one of the screen right now, yeah. So when we get there and I'm hosting the mission, you will also see gasfly explosions.
Good. Because there's been several times where we still, like, you'll see stuff and I see stuff like, was it most...
Why you see it differently or you don't see it at all here?
Yeah, like, it's like when the reward pods were turning up in a different place for you than they were for me.
Yeah, some server clients desync issue,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
This one is funny as well. Adjustments and improvements to the orbital laser kaboom, adding VA. I like the wording here.
Oh man, could you imagine if the bunny boss just sat and laughed at you?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna squish you. Okay.
I want to squish you. I want to stomp on you.
That's when the bunny says, "I want to love him and hug him and skin him and eat him."
Love him and hug him and stomp him and obliterate him. Yeah. Let's see. Needler statue, Komodo variation statue.
Hey, what? Nice. Wait. Oh, you're right down the bottom there.
Yep. I'm looking at interesting bullet points here. Say new statues to make. Good.
Nice.
Good. Hey Froggy, welcome. That'd be very scary that suddenly bosses start talking to you. Oh yeah, it would indeed.
Yeah, I mean, well, like currently they just tend to scream at us or roar at us, but yeah, it'd be pretty frightening if it said, come into my lair," said the spider to the running
the
like
fly.
fuck Echo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That's when you'll see me saying, Connie, you are 300 yards in front of me, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting here
Good.
for you.
Good. Yeah, just means that they can kill you first.
I'm waiting here for you. And then not adding the fact that I'm basically entangled in a spider web.
Yeah. Let's just
I'll wait here for you to catch up.
let's just see how far I can shoot my arrows with my Larkwell bow. I don't want to go near that
Yeah.
web.
Say, you're shooting at a distance. I don't know. I rather have the spider kill me than you killing me. So yeah, meh.
Yeah, you forget who's the hunter.
Why do you think I'm saying it?
Okie dokie.
Anyway,
Coming back to some of these things here, we have renamed polar bear pelt to Arctic pelt in prep for new creatures releases with New Frontiers.
and also the polar bear armor, and the blueprints and talent renamed to Arctic armor.
Nice.
So, in preparation for new creature releases, Arctic pelt. So we're gonna get some nice new creatures in New Frontiers Arctic regions, which will give Arctic pelt as well. It's gonna be interesting to see which animals we're gonna get there.
That's gonna be good.
Less than a week, folks. Less than a week. I mean, we're not gonna go straight to the Arctic. You need level 20 for fur armor, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have to do
Yeah.
some leveling, but we will definitely check it out.
Yeah. Oh wait, isn't the polar bear armor one of those you've got to go all the way down to the bottom of the talent trees for?
Yep. And you have to have the talent as well as the blueprint.
Oh man, that's gonna suck.
So I'm not gonna go. I'm not going for that for the talent. I can tell you that already.
Well, I mean,
I'll just make do with the fur armor.
the only character that has the polar bear armor is or was one of my main characters. I had a character that had the polar bear armor, and do you know how many times we used it? Once.
Yeah,
And
and it
we've
was only
never
because
used it
we.
since.
It was only because we came across a couple of polar bears which we killed, and then we were like, you know what, we have the polar bear pelt now. Let's just make the armor just for fun.
Yeah, pretty much. Or we had to make it for one of the supply pods or something like that. It was ridiculous.
I don't think so. Yeah, polar bear pelt, not the armor. Because if this is a requirement for a mission, it means you require people to spend a lot of talent points just to finish that mission.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
So yeah, you had to deliver polar bear pelt, not the armor.
Yeah. Well, Arctic polar bear pelt was still one of these ones you needed a talent point for. It's like the ghillie suit. Can't get it.
Also,
Can't get it without the talent point.
yeah.
It's a waste of talent points, if you ask
Well,
me.
you can get it though if you do enough simple missions and you're lucky with the rewards. In my open
Yeah.
world, I think I have a complete set of ghillie and a complete set of polar bear armor now.
Yeah.
All from simple rewards.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather do the rewards and get it that way than spend the blueprint
Oh yeah,
the talent
definitely.
points.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Okay. See, fix item rewards from the dry trees in the lava biome to ensure they grant a small amount of wood when harvesting with an axe. Good. Otherwise, how you gonna get wood in the Arctic biome? In the lava biome.
I wouldn't expect too much wood in the lava biome, considering that it's a really hot place and wood is
Yeah.
extremely flammable.
Well, it does say a small amount of food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, similar with Arctic on Olympus. The driftwood. You can collect wood in the Olympus Arctic, but you don't find a whole lot. Unless you go into a cave with a deep pit, and then usually there's quite a bit of wood at the bottom of the pit. I know this from experience. When I fell in, broke my leg, I was like, shit, how am I gonna get out? But luckily I found enough wood in said pit. And I had enough items on me I could destroy to get the fiber I needed to make a whole bunch of beams, so I could at least get out of the pit.
Yeah, that
So I
sucks.
didn't lose all my equipment.
Yeah. Alrighty. Setting up the exploration missions for Prometheus.
Ah, okay, so
Can't
also get
wait.
missions there. Good. Like probably the 30-day timer, so you actually have the time to create a nice base and all the equipment you need for proper exploration of the map. Alternatively, you explore it in an open world. But okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the exploration missions are for 30 days, and you know, I mean, that gives you ample time to A, level up your character, B, get a bunch of resources and you know, like make a really good base and get all the experience X, Y, Z, this, that, the next thing before you move on.
Styx didn't have exploration missions. Olympus has.
Yeah.
Now the Olympus exploration missions, Spirit Walk comes to mind, is a nice one to do and collect yourself
A bunch of
nice amount of
exotics. Yeah, because Spirit Walk's the one that we usually do for when we're going for a massive exotic haul.
Exactly. There's like three veins, 6 possible spawn locations.
Yeah.
3 veins.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Prometheus Story 5 are the additional levels to spawns, as this is in a lower level area, slightly reduced spawn rates. Okay. And also they tweaked the spawning parameters to improve mission performance, minimal impact on gameplay, which is even better.
The dropship locations for Prometheus story missions.
Yeah,
I'm glad without dropship locations it would be a tad hard to actually start these missions, right?
Yeah, it's like, hold on a second, why can't I get to the planet? Oh, that's right, I haven't got a fucking dropship yet. Oh dear.
Reduced base health of the lava hunter. But slightly increased per player. Slightly increased per player additional health. Okay, so less base, but for each player participating, it gets an extra bit of health. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So it's better scaling with players, like with size of the player group, which is good.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 pieces of information here. We have the Hunter's Earth Splitter attack. Okay, whatever that is, but we know what it's called. And then, so we know that that's kind of attack that it has, and we also know that the hard points were not working, but now they are. Dang it.
The Earth Splitter attack, there have been mention of several types of attack by the Lava Hunter. Jake would say, maybe this is just another word for.
Yeah. Okay.
It had like the slam attack thingy. So the Earth Splitter attack might be another word for the slam. Or it is a complete separate attack.
Could be.
One of the reasons why I want to go and kill a lava hunter, most likely be killed by, but still.
Yeah, okay. Cooldown between stumble anims caused when dealing damage to Lava Hunter in limping state increased.
Okay, so it doesn't stumble that often no more.
Okay.
Increase the damage of the Lava Hunter range attack projectiles. Yeah, don't make it too easy for us. Come on. Thank you for increasing the damage. I mean, sure, we'll die more often, but at least it is more of a challenge.
Fixed Lava Hunter eggs expanding infinitely for clients.
Okay, make it a bit more challenging. Don't make it impossible. So thank you for fixing that.
Yep. Okay. Added IK to blueback.
Not sure what our IK stands for though.
Okay. What are we looking for here?
IK stands for I know, according to cyber definitions.
Alrighty. Prometheus, update new canteen and oxygen tanks in the workshop to cost
Indigenous
red
knowledge.
exotics.
Okay, so yeah, but it's the new stuff.
Yeah.
Using the new currency from. What I find more interesting is the one below here.
Before we say that, Jake says inverse kinematics.
Okay. I was already thinking about indigenous knowledge. Okay, inverse kinematics.
All
Back
right.
to Google. What kinematics? Kinematics is the branch of classical mechanics that describes the motion of points, objects, and system of groups of objects without a reference to the cause of motion.
It's to do with movement.
Basically,
Okay.
how it moves. Yeah. So they added movement to the blueback. So it's no longer a statue, but actually a moving animal.
Well,
Good.
if it's inverse kinematics, then maybe they made it move less.
No, it moves backwards.
Alrighty, we were.
It makes the feet of the animal sit on the ground nicely. Okay. So it's no longer floating through the air.
Oh, okay, yeah, like your mount last night did. I clipped that, by the way.
Okay.
Rebalance Larkwell oxygen tank modifier to grant higher health regeneration and some exposure resist instead of movement speed.
So currently the oxygen tanks, be it planet crafted, being it space one, just gives oxygen. Nothing else, just plain oxygen providing. Apparently, the Larkwell one was giving you some movement speed buff, and instead now gives you health regen buff and exposure resistance. That's gonna make this oxygen tank interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna give you an incentive to go for this oxygen tank. If it's actually adding something.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So yeah, go for the
pretty much,
Larkwell oxygen
just
tank.
like pretty much as soon as you get your canteen and your O2 tank, that's it. That's what your character uses from then on out.
Yeah, but I'm thinking I'm gonna kit my main characters out with the Larkwell oxygen tanks now instead of the normal ones. The same for the Prometheus character. I'm gonna go for the Larkwell oxygen tank instead of the normal one.
Okay.
Depending on price, research and craft price, obviously, but
Yeah.
definitely does give you an incentive to go for this new oxygen tank.
Yeah.
Like it actually adds something. Me liking.
Good. And next up.
Ducking interior dropship sequence audio when the dialogue is playing to allow clearer and more audible dialogue playback. So if you drop down to the planet, sound of the dropship decrease so you can actually hear Sol talking. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Added infographic icons to score your building piece icons. And added infographics icons to score your pitch building piece icons. Okay.
I'm sorry, where's this?
On the top, you just scrolled off the first one.
Oh, okay.
And let's see. Additional dialog 4. And dropship applications, dialog timings. Update blueprint tooltip to prevent the crafted at section from overlapping its icon when the name is too long. This is both for future benches and translated text. We've kind of talked about similar thing earlier in this stream.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, let's see where.
Okay. Oops, sorry. Added very small cooldown to transport pods to avoid double ups of playback on clients. Alrighty, fair enough.
Love display camp or egg. Okay, so the second from the top now. Added ability to disable recording of etc. So lava hunter spit particles or other pools, ballistics no longer recorded. The one more looking at here is lava flyer spawn count per egg. Now scales with nearby players.
Ooh.
So okay, more players near, some more lava fly spawn per egg. Which is
Okay.
cool. Let's see. The bone armor Twitch drops have been set up.
Okay.
Added gas flyer statue stone, so you're gonna get
another
stone
statue. Yep.
Yeah.
We like our statues, don't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. Fixed needler alert widget and health bar disappearing when attacking.
Oops.
Especially if you have like the talent where you can see animal health bars.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could actually see the health bars of the needler so you know where to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Adding an extermination mission to Prometheus. Common hunt mission. Cool.
Yeah. Fixed issue where abandoned missions, which shows completed on the on prospect mission board.
The on prospect mission board. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't we haven't encountered this issue. Obviously.
No.
This is the on prospect mission board thingy that's New Frontiers / Hypatia.
Yeah.
Where you can, well, on prospect is more like where you can start missions from within open world or something.
Okay. Adding time to Prometheus missions. That would be helpful.
Yep, so no longer infinite time for your missions. Good.
Yeah. Well, although having said that, so I mean, we did spend a lot more time in missions when it was based on,
Well, yeah, but that's more because now when we have a mission, we like, okay, we're gonna do the mission.
yeah,
We're not gonna sit around and do big building projects because that's where you have the open world for now.
yeah,
We spent a lot of time in missions, especially the longer missions, before open world was the thing.
yeah,
So at least you could get, especially like the 30-day missions. So at least you could do some nice big builds and stuff.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Replacing the placeholder projectiles on the stone jaw spit attack with projectiles that spawn lava spots on the ground. Added entries for the modifier used for these spots.
Ooh.
Cool. I want to attack a stone jaw. I want to see those lava spots stuff.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Small addition to increase the length of slug gas attack.
Okay, so they're gonna do a gas attack. Good to know.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
well,
like gas masks.
yeah, put it this way, at least you're going to know which end of it is his head.
True. Well, actually, it depends. Is it gonna spit gas or is it gonna fart gas?
Well, I kind of thought that gas was like coming from the rear end, but a lot of people
Well, I don't know.
talk
He might have
bullshit
morning
anyway.
breath. Morning breath. Yeah, I don't know. Added new spawn rule for spawning near water. Okay, so you don't find crocodiles in the middle of the desert with no water near. Good.
Or
It's weird
if you're going to
you're.
spawn near water, you don't spawn in the middle of the pond on top of a croc.
Actually, this is AI spawn. I know. It was odd if you run through the desert, it's like sand around for miles, no water inside, and all of a sudden there is this croc in the middle of the sand.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then turns out there is an underground cave with a bit of water in it. But somehow the croc spawned above ground in the desert.
Okay. Activating missing exotic nodes in Prometheus.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for enabling us to actually get exotic in Prometheus.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. It's like not going to be too amused if they're still missing.
Lava Hunter spawn count is now scaled by nearby alive
players. Oh, does that mean that if
but spawn count, is it for the like spawning an additional lava hunter, or is it for spawning the eggs, which gives, I don't know, lava flies or something? Hatching lava flies? I would say the latter. Also, the couple of next points. Lava hunter will now stop laying eggs midway through the lay action if the maximum nearby children count is reached. Children count, by the way, unhatched eggs should now also be counted in the nearby children calculations.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it just keeps on laying eggs until the first X amount have been hatched. So you'll end up with way too many lava flyers.
Oh yeah, phenomenal amounts. Phenomenal amounts.
Infinite amounts was called above.
Uh-huh.
Also, the Lava Hunter eggs are now valid AI targetables and can be attacked by nearby NPCs that are hostile to them. Cool.
Hey.
Bring a couple of mounts, so they can attack the eggs whilst you focus on the Lava Hunter.
That's not a bad idea.
Additional use for mounts, folks. Not only for traveling, but also for helping you defeat the Lava Hunter.
Yeah. There we go. I think this was. I'm pretty sure I've heard something similar to this one before. Predator birds will no longer dive bomb players inside shelter. Fixed predator birds not correctly targeting or tracking target when diving. Predator bird's dive target is now clearly periodically cleared periodically instead of persisting. Increased predator bird's melee attack radius and disabled debug drawing of spawn EQS in Prometheus Story 5 mission.
So, remember we were talking about a Kia with a dive bomb attack?
Yeah,
There it is, Predator birds with a dive bomb attack.
yeah, Kia with a killer Kia with a splat attack. Oh, crap attack, sorry. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
so
kind of makes
dive,
sense if you're inside that the bird shouldn't be able to detect you when you're inside, so also not attack you when being inside.
Yeah, I could just imagine the birds like tracking you to your concrete roofed base and then flying into the roof and killing itself.
Well, I'm gonna put hedgehogs on top of the base then. Let them fly into that. Actually, make scorpion hedgehogs, so they also get poisoned. Just to teach them a lesson.
Okay.
Fixing solar panel step, chemistry bench step, and seam creature step. Seam or swamp? Maybe typo. In Prometheus research mission. Oh, cool. Research mission with multiple steps. One to, I reckon, create solar panels. One to create and or use chemistry bench. Chemistry bench, by the way, using electricity. So put up solar panels, hook them up to chemistry bench. And then do something with some creatures. Cool.
Okay.
I want to do all those missions, you know.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Adding post-process material, adding post-process to Big Boom. Will apply PP when within orbital laser area of effect.
PP post-process.
Mm-hmm.
Big Boom. And the BWA for the orbital laser.
Oh yeah. Let's see, what else have we got here? Here's an interesting one. Rename Swamp Strider to just Strider for better recognition and flow.
Okay, so there won't be striders in other biomes, just in swamps, so just name it Strider. Okay, sure.
Okay, fair enough.
Crocodile statue, yo.
Cool.
Also, bombers are no longer aggro until attacked in Prometheus Story 6. Does this mean in an open world, as long as you haven't done Prometheus Story 6, bombers will not attack? But once you done Prometheus Story 6, the player who actually did this mission / all characters, once one of them has done this mission, only then in open world bombers will attack?
Good question.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Added a light source to G15 camp, so at least we know whereabouts the camp is gonna be. Probably gonna be mentioned on the map anyway, like go there.
Yeah.
And additional quest steps and loot variations, various base locations in Prometheus Story 6. Various base locations, one of them in G15. Additional quest steps, so I can go to this base, to that base, to this, to that.
Yeah, would make sense.
Couldn't be nice.
Okay. Updated sledgehammer recipes, ensuring they use tier appropriate materials and consistent material costs.
Yeah, tier 2 for an iron sledgehammer, tier 3 for steel sledgehammer, sorry, iron for the tier 2 sledgehammer, steel for the tier 3 sledgehammer, or maybe platinum. Titanium obviously would be a tier 4.
Yeah. Okay. Prometheus Story 5, remove duplicate crop plots from the pre-built base.
Well, we'll have to rebuild them then.
Okay, fair enough. And adding new modifier for the gas flyers, tweaking payload radius values and color for trail, and explosion for use with the swamp variant. Ooh.
Different gas flyers in different biomes. Cool.
Smart.
Yep.
Alrighty. So,
Yeah.
that, I believe, takes us to, yes, it does, takes us to the end of this week's update.
Yep.
Now, watch
Thanks,
your
man,
eyes,
it's done.
Peeps, because I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top.
Just press the home button. Instant.
So, I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody who watched, anybody who lurked, and all who participated in the chat, namely Jake, who gets our first medal tonight, and Michael, Stevenson, and Froggy, and not to forget Moshbo, not to forget Moshbo. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We will be back shortly with some subsequent gameplay. I'm assuming that you're gonna be making the forge and the.
Oh yeah, we're going into open world. We're gonna make the new benches.
Got to make the new benches so we can see how big they are, so we know whether or not we're going to have to rearrange our base in New Frontiers, which is only next week. Oh, can't wait!
Yep.
Can't wait!
Exactly.
Absolutely can't wait! It's going to be so good.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, I'd also like to say thanks to Corday for keeping on top of the Discord server and keeping the peeps updated and informed. So, we will be back at 1:45. So we will be back at, well, my time it'll be 23:45. That makes it 1:45 for Corday.
What, 21 minutes from now? That long? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and have a smoke and a drink and a bio break and get it all out of the way early on.
Just hurry up and say, okay, sure.
It takes time. Alrighty, so we will be back at 1:45, and until then, remember, peeps, it's a dangerous world out there, so please take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.